I think I figured out Dave Mustaine's wicked guitar tone. So this is part one. I put just a 10 amp diode on the hot part of the jack that goes like directly to a speaker, and it acts kind of like a noise gate, right? So whatever, I got preamp, I got that crate amp, and it goes to this cabinet, and when I play like something lightly, like I said, it's like a noise gate, so can't really hear that. But when I like tap on it really hard, you can hear it. Everything sounds really gritty over there through that speaker. So anyways, I don't know, like the diode is only gonna let like voltages past like 0.6 volts through, right? This is kind of weird. Alright, so I'm gonna basically have that diode on one half of that 2x12. No, one half of that 2x12. I don't want to kill those speakers. Anyways, I'm babbling now. Hang on, I'm gonna basically splice two videos together, and it's gonna sound awesome later. All right, this is a clean tone through the diode on this one speaker. Honestly, it's pretty distorted. If I switch to a distorted sound, that's what that sounds like. Alright, so I'm a bad guitar player. I'm gonna totally like just come clean with you guys. But I love guitar tone. There's something about like that first Bad Company album. There's something about that first Danzig album with John Christ's basic like JCM 800 awesome raw tone. And there's something about Megadeth when that like Hidden Treasures, Countdown to Extinction like albums came out. Like those three guitar tones, I've been like chasing those three guitar tones my entire life, alright? So I found John Christ's tone in that Lee Jackson crate amp. The Bad Company like tone is basically just like a Marshall that's loud. But I was never able to get Dave Mustaine's tone. There's something studio about it, right? So there's this dude on the internet that was basically playing a guitar through CAE like preamp that cost $3,000 into a VHT like 2150 power amp that cost like another like $1 or $2 grand. I ain't got that kind of money. You don't either. But you guys all got $5 for this diode, right? So I was just playing around one day and something like magical happened. I think like I was able to get as close to Dave Mustaine's tone as I ever could. I bought that Zoom pedal, by the way, that had his name on it. That thing's a total like piece. Maybe it works good for you. Some people love them. I absolutely hated it. But anyways. So Dave Mustaine's tone, right? So if you listen to like the Megadeth albums, the later ones, there's something about his tone. Hang on a second while I uncap my magic markers. Okay, so like here's a sine wave, right? This is the power going to a speaker. So when you listen to the guitar tone on those Megadeth albums, this is the best way I can describe it, right? It's like someone takes a pair of scissors and they cut out part of the sine wave, right? So like this part here disappears, this part here disappears, you know, and onward. It's this really chunky, like, slow distortion sound. And I just always thought it was, you know, like a studio sound. So what I've done, I'm gonna get to playing so you can hear this, I swear. Anyway, so what I've done is I basically have like a Boss Metal Zone. I'm using it as a preamp. It's got the Keeley mod, but whatever. Whatever. Like any amp might work for what I'm trying to show you. All right, so it's pretty flat. Like the EQ's set pretty flat. The distortion's not too heavy. I'm using that as a preamp. That's going straight into this bass, amp, and it's being used as a power amp. And then out of that bass power amp, I'm going into basically right here, and as you can see, like on the hot post on the speaker cable, I basically like branched out like in two directions. So one of them has this diode in it, and it's not warm. I've been playing for hours, and it's not warm at all. I've been playing loud too, like above, like 95 decibels. So I got this diode, right? And it goes to one speaker. It's about a 100 dB speaker. And then I got, the other cable, it goes to another speaker. It's like a vintage 30. This might sound really good if I actually match the speakers, but I don't have that. Anyways. So what's going on here is you basically have like your normal AC signal going into one of the speakers. But then what's happening is like, let's just call this like 0.7 volts, right? So what's happening is the diode on the other speaker is only letting power enter the speaker like on that point of the sine wave. And it colors the sound in an interesting kind of way. So I don't know how to say it, but I'll let you hear it. And like I said, it gave me that chunky distortion that I wasn't able to like get out of like any effect or any pedal. There was like the distortion, like the sine wave was always too fast with any effect or pedal that I've used. But doing this, it gives this effect that I was talking about earlier with Dave Mustaine's tone, where it just sounds like it's broken apart, or the sine wave is like stretched out further. Whatever. I'm gonna shut up. So this is kind of what it sounds like. So right now I'm gonna put the phone like basically in between the two speakers. So I would imagine you hear what I hear in the room. Again, I'm not a great guitar player, but anyways, if you like this speaker here, like it gets pushed out. I don't know if you can like see that, but it's like pushed out, and it never like returns, and it has this sound coming out of it. This speaker over here, this vintage 30 that's inside of there, this sounds like this. It doesn't quite sound like a normal speaker. Something's happening to it. Like that, the diode that's going to that speaker is kind of affecting like how both of these speakers sound. So for example, right, that was what you heard when the distortion was on. So if I come back over here, I need a bigger house for guitar stuff. And I turn that off. This is the phone again, kind of like in between both speakers. Like, that should be dead clean, but it's not clean. Now, if anything, it's too loud, and I'm getting like a lot of speaker distortion. So if I turn my guitar down, you get this. It sounds like poop, all right? But let's be honest, who cares? It's about the tone of your distortion. Anyways, yeah, I'll shut up and I'll turn the metal zone back on and my guitar back up. Sorry about the shakiness of the camera. Whatever, it is what it is. So, you know, okay, you don't got a TG3 Plus CAE preamp. You don't got, you know, you don't got some expensive ass tube power amp you can never even turn up. You don't got, you know, your Celestion 30s and a 4x12, whatever. You know, like I said, there's a $5 diode. It's a 10 amp diode. It's not one of those, I don't know the difference. It's not one of those Zener diodes. I think it's a schottky diode. But anyways, it's a 10 amp diode. It doesn't get hot. It's handling quite a lot of power right now. I'm sure you can put that diode into like an aluminum heat sink to kind of help pull some heat out of it if you're worried about a fire or things burning up. But whatever, you know, it's like a $5 part out of like DigiKey website, and it got me closer to Dave Mustaine's tone than other things have. So I'm gonna put that phone over there. This is what I hear when I play it. I can only hear like half of the sound coming out of that one speaker, and it tends to like break things up and make it sound slow and crunchy. Slow and crunchy. Like the slow is the part that I was never able to figure out because I don't have a studio. I just got things I can buy at a store because I have to have a job like everyone else does, and you know, pay for other crap. But anyways, like, it sounds cool, and I don't know, I mean, you guys can give this a shot. It might make you happy like it made me happy. I'm going to build a special 2x12 cabinet with matched speakers and a diode going to one of them, and I'll append this video, I guess. Peace. Alright, after like watching that last video I just made, I realized I have to explain this a little bit better. So, this diode lets power past it only after like 0.7 volts is reached. All the negative AC is going to get blocked by the diode. So this is kind of what I have going on right here, right? Here's your, you know, speaker cable, and then off the tip where you get, you know, positive voltage, there's a diode on the positive side of one speaker, and then it just runs straight to the positive side of another speaker. These two speakers are wired together in parallel, and then the return of the negative, you know, they just go to the ring on the plug. So this diode right here is only letting DC power through. That's, you know, these positive portions of the sine wave. Nothing down here. None of the negative stuff, right? This, you know, this speaker right here sees the AC signal. So this one sees the DC signal. This one sees the AC signal. They're the same. It's the same signal. This one just, you know, sees part of it.